So for the past few weeks, I've been hearing about a shift in the market. Well, is this shift really happening in Roselle Park? We're going to deep dive into that right after this. Hi, my name is Camille Haynes. I am a local real estate agent. As always, I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes out of your day to watch my video about the Roselle Park real estate market for September 2021. If you like what you see, just make sure you do a couple of things for me. Number one, subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you'll continue to be notified every time I drop one of these videos. Also, make sure you like my videos as well. And then also check me out on my Instagram page. Also, that information should be popping out right about now. Well, let's get into this. For the past few weeks, I've been hearing a lot about a shift happening in the market. Are the gains that sellers are getting, is it starting to slowly diminish? Are buyers now having an opportunity to maybe negotiate a little bit more strongly for homes? Are prices still too high? All that kind of good stuff. Well, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talking about why that shift may happen in the future, but why it's not necessarily happening right now in Roselle Park. So a couple of key things. September really, I think, is laying the foundation of a possible shift in the future with a couple of key, like I said, items that have occurred. Number one is Hurricane Ida. I do think that this hurricane that completely devastated us around here might have an impact in the future. If you're a homeowner, you're tired of fighting with your insurance company, paying out of pocket for a new furnace, and have to redo your basement, and you might just be like, F it, home values are at all-time highs, let me go ahead and think about selling my house in the future, as opposed to having to continue to fight with this house that I know now has experienced flood damage. You might consider putting your home on the market in the future. Also, second important thing that might not necessarily impact Roselle Park as much as other communities nearby is the end of the eviction moratorium. At the end of August, or beginning of September, technically it ended August 30th. So starting September 1st, homeowners who were landlords of their properties now are probably rejoicing because the protections that the tenants had in the past are over. So if you had a tenant in your property, you filed a claim in eviction court to remove the tenant out because due to non-payment. As of September 1st, if that tenant makes 80% or above the annual median household income for Union County, then the courts can hear your case. Now, granted, as of like August, there were like 60,000 cases in the state of New Jersey, so there's a lot of cases to get through, but now we are at least having some movement in tenant landlord court, getting through a lot of these filings that have occurred in the past due to non-payment from tenants. So maybe you're a landlord and you say, well, you know what? I had a bad experience. I'm not going through this again. Home prices are at all-time high. Let me go ahead, cash out now. I'll take my money. I'll hold on to it, buy something in the future with the hopes that, home values go down a little bit. And you might think about that. So once again, a few months from now, can you possibly see maybe more homes becoming available for sale that were previously rented out? Maybe. The third thing that could possibly impact the housing market is the end of the mortgage moratorium. The Biden administration ended the protections for homeowners who were defaulted on their mortgages as a result of COVID at the end of August, but the state of New Jersey's protections actually end on November 15th, 2021. So If you are a homeowner who was, experiencing issues as a result of job security with COVID, and you say, I've been struggling with keeping my mortgage. I'm not sure how I feel about now having to come up with a chunk of cash, as a result of the mortgage moratorium ending, and, my bank's not willing to work with me. Well, maybe I'll cash out now since home values are so high. I'll find something small or rent a year and then I'll get back into it. Well, can you possibly see these homeowners coming on the market? Possibly. But without all that being said, we're looking into the future when we're having that conversation. Let's talk about the present, which is September 2021. There are a couple of key numbers that I want to point out to any Roselle Park residents who would like to see what's going on with the real estate market in town. Number one is that the number of new homes available for sale, new listings, was at its lowest amount since January of this year. Only 12 homes became available for sale in the month of September. Like I said, this was the lowest number since the very beginning of this year. So a lot of homeowners decided not to put their homes on the market in the month of September. Another low number is the number of closed sales that occurred in town. This number was the lowest number since April of this year. So not only were people not putting their homes on the market, closings were not necessarily happening in town in the month of September. But what was happening was how much homeowners were receiving above asking on their homes in the month of September. I'm actually a little bit shocked with this number, and surprisingly, Roselle and Roselle Park have been going back and forth for a majority of this year with who has the highest number, highest list price to sales price ratio each month. Roselle Park was number 2. Roselle was number 1. They almost received their closed sales got, I think it was almost 11% above asking on average that closed in September. But Roselle Park was not far behind. Roselle Park had for successful closings that happened in the month of September, home sellers received an additional 8.9%. I think it was 8.6% above asking. So if you were a homeowner in town and you put your house on the market and you successfully closed in September, imagine getting an additional 8.6% above your asking amount. That can end up being a nice chunk of change that you received. And it's actually interesting. I was looking at the statistics for a lot of communities, including Roselle Park. Roselle Park in general has been performing well with the inventory numbers as well as median sale price year to date. So we're talking about from January to September 2021 compared to the same time period of January to September 2020. Overall, there's been a 15% increase on the number of new homes that became available for sale from this year to date time period that I just described. And there, as far as closed sales, that number has jumped up quite a bit as well. So that's at 41% above last year's numbers. So just to let you know, I know a lot of people might have said there's no homes for sale. And I actually might have said that too, that there's not too much inventory. But the numbers show otherwise. The homes are becoming available for sale. Now, Roselle Park, of course, took a dive last year in March, April, and May, when COVID really initially hit, but really gained that inventory number back, and these homes are 100% selling. So when something comes on the market, it's moving right away, and, people are making sure that these homes close with no issues. So it hasn't been up for a lack of inventory or anything else. It's just, there's just not enough homes still on the market overall for just the buyer demand. It's just such a significant amount of buyers who are looking to purchase, and you can't keep up with that. But I would love to hear from you. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, comments, anything else. Please feel free to leave them underneath the video here. Or you can always, as you know, like I said, reach out to me if you'd like to have a one-on-one consultation or have any questions as well. With that being said, I would like to thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a great day, a great week, and have a great Thanksgiving too, because the time my next video drops, it will be after the Thanksgiving holiday. So have a good Thanksgiving. I hope you take care, and I'll see you next month.